What's going on guys, Tyler Jacobs here, back with another video, and I've decided to make some new content oriented towards newer players, explaining some of the more basic information about the game involving building your character and leveling. In today's video we're covering attributes. Roll the intro. So before we get into the video, I also have a new Mythic Dwellers Twitter setup. If you guys want to stay updated with my videos, have any new video ideas, or just want to contact me in general, then hit me up there. It's just at Mythic Dwellers, a link will also be in the description below. Also, I just wanted to give some context on how the leveling works. In the introduction to Oblivion, you get to select or make your own class. Each class comes with 7 major skills, and then all the remaining skills are classed as minor. To level up your character, you need to level up the major skills by a total of 10 times combined. I will make a video covering skills more in depth at a later time, as today's focus is attributes. You select 2 favourite attributes when progressing through the tutorial, which provides an initial bonus to their level. Each attribute in the game has a skill that it governs, excluding luck. As you level up the governed skills, it provides an upgrade bonus to its attribute. Ranking up major and or minor skills that belong to a governing attribute 10 times will provide the maximum upgrade bonus of 5 points when you next rest to level up. Leveling your skills up in this way is called efficient leveling, but that's a video of its own. I will just be briefly covering this topic today. First up we have strength. Strength is a governing attribute for the skills blunt, blade and hand to hand. Because of this, strength uniquely affects all damage dealt with melee weapons. The higher your strength, the more damage you'll be able to do with a sword, mace, axe or hand to hand. For example, we can have a blade skill of 100 but a strength of 40, and my weapon damage will be significantly lower than if we had a blade skill of 100 and a strength of 100. Strength also affects your carry weight, as the formula the game uses to determine your carry weight is 5 times your strength level. Now your total weight carried has no effect on your overall speed, just how much you can carry until over encumbered, and then that means you are unable to move. Finally, strength affects your fatigue or stamina in Oblivion. Fatigue determines the efficiency of your actions. For instance, melee damage is severely reduced when your fatigue is at 0. Your total fatigue is the sum of your current endurance, strength, agility and willpower. So placing 1 point in endurance will net the same increase in fatigue as placing 1 point in strength. Strength is the go-to attribute for someone who wants to be a melee warrior. Intelligence is a governing attribute for the skills Conjuration, Mysticism and Alchemy. Intelligence also affects your base magicka. The formula for your magicka is double your intelligence level plus any racial and birth sign bonuses. Intelligence does not affect the cost of spells, despite how the game's description says it affects magic use. However, higher intelligence may be necessary to have enough magicka available to cast those more powerful spells. Intelligence also indirectly affects your regeneration of magicka, but we will visit this concept while we're covering willpower. Willpower is the governing attribute for the skills Alteration, Destruction and Restoration. Willpower is described in-game as the regeneration rate of magicka, and how this works is each level of willpower will change the total time it takes for your magicka to regenerate. So if I have 100 willpower, my magicka will fully regenerate in 36 seconds, no matter how large my magicka pool is. Because of how intelligence and willpower interact, leveling intelligence over willpower is more beneficial in the lower levels, and it's only in the higher levels that leveling willpower becomes more efficient, since increasing your magicka pool provides a faster regeneration per second than increasing willpower. If you want to know the best time to switch leveling, the crossover point is when your magicka, including your intelligence and any racial or birth sign bonuses, equates to 75 points larger than 2 times your willpower. So if your willpower is 50, and you multiplied that by 2 and then add 75, the perfect crossover point would be when your magicka pool reaches a total of 175 points. There's a loading screen in the base version of Oblivion that states having a higher willpower will allow you to defend against magical attacks. Yet no evidence has been found to support this. In Morrowind, willpower provided the resistance to such effects as paralyze and silence, but that does not seem to be the case in Oblivion. Lastly, just like strength, willpower also affects your fatigue in the same way. Willpower and intelligence go together hand in hand, making them the focus for anyone playing as a mage. Agility is the governing attribute for the skills Marksman, Security, and Sneak. Now, like Strength, Agility increases the total damage done by weapons, except this time ranged combat instead of melee combat. So just like with Strength, it's important to level Agility with Marksmanship. Agility also provides the chance to avoid being staggered by enemy attacks, so you won't be staggered by enemy power attacks as often. Lastly, just like Strength and Willpower, Agility also affects your fatigue. Agility is the core attribute for someone who wants to play as an archer. Speed is the governing attribute for the skills Acrobatics, Athletics, and Light Armor. Speed affects your speed of travel, how fast you will move when you are running, as well as fast travel times. Speed also affects the length of your jumps, but not the height. Don't underestimate the use of speed. It is arguably the most important attribute in the game. A fast character can easily outrun any hostile NPC in the game, as well as allow you to manage your movement. Strong movement allows you to dodge incoming projectiles with ease, move out of the way of melee attacks, and perform counterattacks on your opponent while they are recovering. Speed is a very strong attribute for every playstyle. Endurance is the governing attribute for the skills Block, Armorer, and Heavy Armor. Endurance, in my opinion, is the most important attribute in the game. It affects your base health and health gained on leveling. Because of the effect on health gained per level, it is useful to level Endurance early. If left ignored, by level 20, you could be missing out on as much as 200 health points. The lowest Endurance a character can start with is 30, so we can use this as a base point for the math. If we set the goal level to 20, we will be able to clearly see the difference even if we just wait a few levels before leveling your Endurance. If I level my attributes so that they increase 5 points each time, I can go from 30 to 100 Endurance in 15 levels, allowing for maximum increase in health possible for the next 5 levels until we reach level 20. However, if we wait until level 7 to start leveling Endurance in the same way, then we miss out on 35 health points and only just get Endurance to level 100 once we reach level 20. You can see how effective it is to level Endurance early in the game instead of later. On top of the health benefits, Endurance also affects the duration your character may breathe underwater before drowning. Lastly, just like Strength, Willpower, and Agility, Endurance also affects your fatigue. Endurance is extremely important for all characters. Personality is the governing attribute for the skills Mercantile, Speechcraft, and Illusion. It affects the disposition of NPCs and creatures. For every 4 points in personality, your disposition increases by 1, allowing your character to obtain more meaningful information for NPCs, get better prices when haggling with merchants, and avoid combat as fewer aggressive beings will attack you and more NPCs will accept your yields. If a guard has a disposition of at least 91 towards you, he will not arrest you, but instead pay your bounty himself as long as your bounty is less than 1,000 gold. Personality adds a sense of natural charm to your character and is best suited for characters looking to avoid head-on confrontations. Luck governs no skills directly, nor does it boost your skills over 100, however it affects just about everything in the game. A luck value of 50 means that nothing goes for you or against you. A luck value above 50 influences events in your favour, therefore luck below 50 influences events against you. Every gender and race in the game starts with 50 luck. Luck has a direct effect on all your skills except athletics and acrobatics. At 100 luck, your skills will increase by 20 points, but at 60 luck, your skills will only increase by 4 points. Luck also affects your chances at winning when betting in the arena, as the higher luck you have, the higher your selected gladiator's health will be. Personally, I'd recommend choosing Endurance or Speed as one of your favourite attributes, then selecting the other on personal preference. As with everything in Oblivion, the choice is completely up to you. If you have any questions, then feel free to leave them in the comments below and I will do my best to answer them all. Feel free to subscribe for more Bethesda content. Thanks for watching guys, and remember, Bless Paku.